I might get banned for saying this, but someone has to tell you the truth about cortisol and insulin, because if you're tired all the time, gaining weight for no reason, craving sugar even when you're full, or waking up at 3 a.m. with your heart racing, it's not your age, it's not your metabolism, it's these two hormones working against you. And no, this isn't the stuff you hear on TV or from influencers who just repeat whatever is trending. This is the part nobody wants to say out loud, because it exposes what's really keeping people sick, overweight, and exhausted. So stay with me, because once you understand this, your entire health journey will finally make sense. Most people think weight loss is just about eating less and exercising more, but the truth is far more complicated and honestly far more frustrating, because your fat loss success has far less to do with calories and far more to do with two hormones that work together like a dangerous duo, cortisol and insulin. And the crazy part is, most people don't even know these two hormones are teaming up to stop fat burning in your body every single day. Let's break this down in a way that actually makes sense. Cortisol is your stress hormone. It's designed to rescue you from danger, give you quick energy, and protect you from physical threats. It's a survival hormone, and it's incredibly powerful. But here's the problem. Your body releases cortisol not only when something dangerous happens, but also when your boss stresses you, when your phone keeps beeping, when you sleep badly, when you argue with someone, when you overthink, or even when you scroll late at night. Your body doesn't know the difference between real danger and modern stress. So cortisol rises again and again. Now here's where the trouble really starts. Every time cortisol goes up, insulin goes up. Always. They're linked. They work like a chain reaction. And insulin is your storage hormone. Its job is to take sugar from your blood and store it inside your cells. When insulin is high, your body switches into storage mode, not fat burning mode. Fat burning turns off like a light switch. So imagine this, your stress goes up, cortisol rises, insulin rises, and boom, your body stops burning fat. And the worst part, this doesn't happen once or twice. This happens dozens of times a day. If your cortisol stays high for weeks or months, insulin stays high too. And your body literally becomes locked into fat storage mode. So you keep gaining belly fat, your cravings get stronger, your energy drops, and no matter how much you diet, fast, or work out, nothing changes. This is why millions of people say, I'm eating healthy, I'm walking, I'm dieting, but I'm still gaining weight. It's not willpower, it's not laziness, it's not lack of discipline. It's hormones, specifically cortisol, pushing insulin into overdrive. And when insulin rises consistently, your cells become resistant to it. That means your body has to pump even more insulin just to manage your blood sugar. And the more insulin you produce, the more fat you store. So without even realizing it, your weight problem becomes a hormone problem. Your stubborn belly fat becomes a stress problem. Your cravings become a blood sugar problem. And your low energy becomes a cortisol problem. But the good news is, once you understand how strongly cortisol and insulin are connected, you can finally fix the root cause instead of blaming your body. When you lower cortisol, insulin naturally falls. And when insulin drops, fat burning switches back on. That's when your body begins to work with you instead of against you. Most people think stress just means feeling worried, overwhelmed, or mentally tired. But the truth is way deeper than that. Stress isn't only emotional, it's biological. It changes your chemistry, your hormones, your cravings, your fat storage, your sleep, and even your energy levels. And the biggest hidden trigger behind almost every hormonal imbalance today, especially involving cortisol and insulin, is chronic stress. Kind of stress you experience every single day without even realizing it. Here's the thing, your body was never built for constant stress. It was built for short bursts of stress, like running from danger, surviving a tough moment, or powering through something physical. In those situations, cortisol goes up to help you. But the moment the danger passes, cortisol is supposed to drop back down. That's the normal cycle. But today the danger never ends. Your body keeps experiencing stress from every direction. Alarms in the morning, deadlines, arguments, traffic, money pressure, phone notifications, junk food, lack of sleep, inflammation, artificial light, negative thought. Scrolling late at night, your body interprets all of this as danger. It doesn't differentiate between a lion chasing you and an overdue bill. Stress is stress, and that keeps cortisol high all day long. And here's where things really go wrong. When cortisol stays high for too long, your body thinks you're living in a constant survival state. So what does it do? It starts making changes to help you survive, not thrive. It slows your metabolism. It increases your cravings. It stores more fat, especially around your belly. It interferes with sleep. It raises inflammation. And most importantly, it messes with insulin, the hormone that controls your blood sugar and fat storage. Chronic stress is the silent mastermind behind high insulin levels. Every time cortisol rises, even a little, insulin rises with it. So if you're stressed all the time, insulin stays elevated all the time. And when insulin stays high, fat burning shuts down. It doesn't matter how healthy you eat, how much you exercise, or how hard you try to lose weight. Your hormones simply won't allow it. This is why people who live stressful lives often gain weight around the belly, feel exhausted during the day but restless at night, crave sugar even when they're full, and feel like their body is fighting them. It's not their mentality, it's their biology responding to chronic stress. And here's the craziest part, many forms of stress aren't mental at all. Inflammation inside your body triggers the same cortisol response as emotional stress. Gut problems, dehydration, mineral deficiencies, poor diet, lack of protein, eating too late, drinking caffeine on an empty stomach. All of these things raise cortisol just as much as emotional stress. So stress is not just what happens around you, it's also what happens inside you. That's why fixing stress isn't just about calming down, it's about lowering inflammation, stabilizing blood sugar, improving sleep, eating consistently, hydrating properly, and giving your body a sense of safety. When your body feels safe, cortisol drops. When cortisol drops, insulin balances. And when insulin balances, fat burning naturally wakes back up. Chronic stress is the invisible enemy, but once you learn how it works, you gain the power to completely transform your body from the inside out. One of the biggest misunderstandings in health and weight loss is the idea that people fail because they lack discipline, motivation, or willpower. But the reality is completely different. Most people fail not because they're doing something wrong, but because their body is stuck in a state of unsafe mode. And when your body feels unsafe, it does not care about your diet, your workout, or your goals. It only cares about survival. And survival mode is controlled by hormones, especially cortisol and insulin. Let's break this down in the simplest way. Your body's number one job is to keep you alive, not fit, not lean, not energetic, just alive. So when it senses danger, stress, unpredictability, or imbalance, it switches into survival mode. And in survival mode, fat burning completely shuts off. Your body actually holds on to fat because fat is stored energy. From a biological perspective, your body believes it's protecting you. Now, here's the important part. Danger to the body isn't only physical danger. It can be emotional stress, toxic environments, lack of sleep, skipping meals, eating late at night, dehydration, overtraining, nutrient deficiencies, negative thoughts, cluttered routines, or even blood sugar spikes. Your body interprets all of these as signs of danger. And when that happens, cortisol rises. And when cortisol rises, insulin follows. And when insulin rises, the body goes straight into fat storage mode. This is why so many people say, I'm doing everything right, but nothing is working. Because their body isn't responding to the calories they eat. It's responding to the perceived danger signals around them. Think about it. If you skip meals, your body feels unsafe. If you sleep at 3 a.m., your body feels unsafe. If you drink coffee on an empty stomach, your body feels unsafe. If you stress all day, your body feels unsafe. If you overtrain and don't rest, your body feels unsafe. And in every one of these situations, cortisol spikes, insulin rises, hunger increases, cravings intensify, energy drops, and fat burning shuts down. Your body isn't betraying you, it's protecting you. The moment your body feels safe, everything changes. When the body senses stability, predictability, and nourishment, cortisol drops. And when cortisol drops, insulin balances. And when insulin balances, fat burning switches back on automatically without extreme dieting. Feeling safe to the body looks like simple daily habits: sleeping at consistent times, eating meals with protein, staying hydrated, getting morning sunlight, breathing slowly during stressful moments, avoiding late-night snacking, and reducing overtraining. These signals tell your body, we're okay, we're safe. You don't need to store fat to protect us. Once your body feels safe again, you stop fighting your biology. Your cravings settle, your hunger becomes normal, your belly fat softens, your mood becomes calmer, and for the first time, fat loss becomes effortless, not because you tried harder, but because your body finally allowed it. Most people don't need stricter diets. They need a safer internal environment. When the body feels safe, the results follow naturally. Most people look at belly fat, endless cravings, or constant fatigue as separate problems, like 3 different issues happening for 3 different reasons. But the truth is, all of these symptoms are usually connected to one single thing: hormonal miscommunication. Your body isn't confused, lazy, or broken. It's doing exactly what your hormones are telling it to do. And when cortisol and insulin send the wrong signals, your body responds in the only way it knows how. It stores fat, demands more sugar, and drains your energy. Let's start with belly fat, because that's where people get the most frustrated. Belly fat is not random. It is not simply extra weight. It is a hormonal signal. When cortisol, your stress hormone, stays high day after day, your body shifts into protection mode. And protection mode means storing fat around your midsection. Why the belly? Because biologically, that's where your body likes to store quick access emergency energy. Belly fat is stress fat, pure and simple. You can do crunches all day, eat salads, walk 10,000 steps, and still not shrink your waist if cortisol is in control. Now let's talk about cravings, especially sugar cravings. People think cravings are about weak willpower, but cravings are mostly hormonal commands. When cortisol spikes, your body looks for fast fuel, and the quickest source of fuel is sugar or refined carbs. That's why you crave bread, sweets, chips, noodles, soda, not chicken or vegetables. And here's the trap. When you give in and eat sugar, insulin spikes. And when insulin spikes too often, your cells become resistant. Insulin resistance makes cravings even stronger, because now your cells aren't getting the energy they need. So your brain screams for more sugar. You're not crazy, you're chemically being driven to eat. Now let's connect the third symptom, fatigue. Chronically high cortisol burns through your energy reserves. It disrupts sleep, messes up your circadian rhythm, and exhausts your nervous system. You feel wired at night but dead tired during the day. You wake up feeling unrefreshed. You crave caffeine just to feel normal. And here's the crazy part. High insulin also makes you tired. When insulin rises too much, it clears sugar from your blood too quickly, leaving you exhausted, shaky, or foggy. This is why you feel sleepy after meals or get sudden energy crashes. So look at the pattern. Cortisol goes up, insulin goes up, fat storage increases. Cravings intensify, energy drops, stress increases, cortisol goes up again. It becomes a cycle that feels impossible to escape. But here's the good news. These symptoms don't happen because your body hates you. They happen because your hormones are miscommunicating. Once you correct the signals by lowering stress, balancing blood sugar, eating consistently, sleeping properly, getting sunlight, avoiding late night eating, and breathing deeply, your hormones start speaking the same language again. And the moment that happens, belly fat softens, cravings fade, and your energy naturally rises. You don't need more willpower. You need hormonal alignment. When your hormones communicate properly, everything else becomes easier. One of the most empowering truths about your health is this: you don't need extreme diets, expensive supplements, or hardcore workout plans to fix your hormones. You don't need to punish your body or starve yourself to finally lose weight, regain energy, or control your cravings. The reality is that cortisol and insulin, the two hormones that control almost everything about you, fat burning, hunger, sleep, and energy, can be balanced naturally through simple daily habits. And the moment these hormones fall back into alignment, your body begins healing itself automatically. Let's start with the most important point. Your hormones respond to patterns, not perfection. You don't need a flawless routine to reset cortisol and insulin. You just need consistent, simple signals that tell your body we are safe, we are stable. Because safety is what lowers cortisol, and when cortisol drops, insulin follows almost immediately. And when insulin drops, your body finally gets permission to burn fat again. The first habit is controlling your blood sugar. This alone can change everything. When you eat protein first in every meal, your blood sugar rises slowly instead of spiking. Slow blood sugar equal to low insulin. Low insulin equal to fat burning mode activated. That's why eating eggs, chicken, Greek yogurt, nuts, or any form of protein before carbs is such a powerful trick. It tells your hormones to stay calm. Another simple habit is avoiding caffeine on an empty stomach. Coffee first thing in the morning skyrockets cortisol, which drags insulin up with it. But when you eat something small before coffee, even a few bites of protein, cortisol stays lower and your energy becomes stable instead of jittery. Next is morning sunlight. This is one of the most underrated cortisol reset tools on earth. Just 5 to 10 minutes of sunlight within the first hour of waking stabilizes your circadian rhythm, lowers cortisol throughout the day, reduces cravings, improves mood, and helps you sleep better at night. It's free therapy for your hormones. Then comes timing. Eating and sleeping at consistent times creates hormonal stability. Your body loves predictability. When meals are random, sleep is random, and routine is chaotic, cortisol rises. But when your body knows when food is coming, when rest is coming, and when the day ends, your stress response stays low. Walking after meals is another game changer. A simple 10-minute walk can lower your post-meal blood sugar by up to 30%, which means insulin drops, cravings drop, and fat storage decreases. You don't have to do intense workouts. Gentle movement is often more effective for lowering cortisol. Hydration is also critical. Dehydration triggers cortisol instantly because the body views lack of water as an emergency. When you stay hydrated, especially with minerals or a pinch of salt, cortisol stays balanced and cravings reduce dramatically. And finally, breathing. Slow, deep breathing for even 2 minutes can calm your nervous system faster than most supplements. Every slow breath tells your body we're safe, and that message lowers cortisol in real time. These habits are simple and affordable, but together they realign your hormonal communication. Once cortisol and insulin are calm, the body naturally starts to burn fat. Cravings fade, sleep improves, mood stabilizes, and energy rises. You don't need a new diet, you need a new rhythm.